Hi, I'm Tenaya, a climate change and sustainability specialist at Julie's Bicycle, a non-profit mobilizing the arts and culture to take action on the climate, nature, and justice crisis. I'll be outlining how you can incorporate greener and sustainable practices in your culture and creativity offer in library spaces. Public libraries have such strong connection to communities, especially younger people, more vulnerable community members, or marginalised groups. Connecting libraries, culture, and climate action offers the opportunity to bring your communities together to build both an understanding of and creative solutions to the climate crisis. This video and the accompanying top tips page will cover three main areas in relation to sustainability: content and programming, commissioning and collaboration, and the practical steps you can take to make sure you're leading by example. Let's start with content and programming. The ideas, issues, or information you showcase through your cultural and creative offering are really important. Where do you see opportunities to bring environmental themes into your cultural and creative offer? This could connect to bigger movements, for example, the International Day for Biodiversity, but it's great to focus on an issue that's very visible in your community, like sea level rise, flooding, or a threatened species. Or you could look at the intersection between different issues, like linking the cost of living crisis to how you can upcycle materials or repair clothes, or showing how nature and gardening can help with mental health issues. Research what matters to your community or to particular groups in your community that you're trying to reach. Remember, not all issues affect everyone in the same way. You could then embed these themes throughout your programs or have a specific strand of programming related directly to one theme. Overall, it can be really powerful to create spaces where your library community can creatively explore their feelings about the climate crisis, and there's an immense potential to explore possible solutions through your programming. Once you've decided what your content or programming is going to focus on, it's time to commission your artists or art organizations. Artists, theatre companies, or other creative organisations are often already exploring the climate and nature crisis, often with a strong focus on justice in their work. But if they're not, maybe consider sharing some information to prompt new ideas. For example, talk about how thematic approaches can have a positive impact, or how creating a safe space to talk about environmental issues can be really powerful. See if your commissioning brief can also encourage work to be produced in an environmentally sustainable way. You can support artists or organisers to do this by sharing resources or giving them more lead time to try new, more sustainable approaches. Our final section is taking practical action at your library. This is where you can lead by example by taking positive environmental action and demonstrating good practice to your community. There are some big action areas like switching to renewable energy or electric vehicles, but sometimes you won't have control over these things. So we're focused on things you're likely to have more control over. So choose materials that are reusable or that can be upcycled. This is most important when you're buying items like craft supplies or decorations, but you could also consider setting up a gifting, sharing, or swapping group for artists or the general community. And make sure you have as many waste streams as possible. Recycling, e-waste, and composting are good places to start. Write a sustainable procurement policy to help guide your purchasing choices. It doesn't have to be much, but even small things can make a difference. Putting a note about sustainability in supplier contracts, for example, can clearly show suppliers where your priorities are. Your policy could outline how to choose local suppliers, choose non-toxic materials, how to evaluate your existing suppliers, and then how you're going to communicate your efforts. This is particularly relevant if you supply food or drink or when you get catering for events. It's great if you can choose local, seasonal, plant-based foods and communicate why you're making these choices to your visitors. Visually, signage or information cards around the library are really important to tell visitors what you're doing, and it also inspires people to take action in their own lives. Other signs, for example, could indicate information on travel and transport, so bus and train schedules, notifying where people can park their bikes, or information on EV charging if visitors are more likely to drive. A final reminder is to not feel like you have to do everything at once. Some of these suggestions might take a while to implement, but anything is better than nothing. And make sure you collaborate with others so that you're not working alone. Starting with sustainability policy or strategy is really helpful to identify what matters most to your library, and then you can improve and learn from there. Refer to the accompanying top tips page for linked resources, initiatives like the Green Libraries Network, and other case studies to get inspired. Thank you.